Hi everyone, welcome to my family interview presentation. My name is Sara Tavares, and today I'll be sharing what I learned about Michael, who is the son of a close friend and coworker of my mom. Before we begin, I want to clarify that out of respect for Michael's mother's request, I have chosen to keep their names and identities private. For this presentation, I will be using pseudonyms to protect their privacy while still sharing some images that I found online to help illustrate the concepts and experiences that I will be discussing. Thank you. Let's meet Michael. Michael is 14 years old and a freshman at Columbia High School in South Orange, New Jersey. Michael lives with ADHD and was born with low frequency hearing loss. He loves playing soccer and tennis, and some of his favorite activities include playing video games, eating his favorite foods, and talking with his online friends. Now, in order to get a better understanding of Michael's support team, let's talk about who is in Michael's family. Michael's family includes his mother, Amelia, and his sister, Riley. Amelia plays a major role in supporting Michael emotionally, academically, and of course financially, as she is actually a single mother. This made me feel even more inspired to hear how strong Amelia has been for both of her children. Riley is also an important part of Michael's life and provides a lot of support for him and their mom. Now let's look at ADHD, also known as Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. ADHD is one of the most common neurodevelopmental disorders that affects children, teens, and often continues into adulthood. There are 3 types of ADHD that you should know about. First is the hyperactive impulsive type, characterized by fidgeting, restlessness, impulsive decisions, and difficulty staying seated. Then is the inattentive type, which often involves distractibility, forgetfulness, difficulty focusing, and trouble following through on tasks. Finally is the combined type, which includes symptoms from both hyperactive impulsive and inattentive categories. Some primary symptoms of ADHD include difficulty organizing, difficulty studying, forgetfulness, trouble regulating emotions, and challenges with transitions. Treatments can include stimulants, non-stimulants, behavior therapy, school accommodations, and lifestyle changes. Some important pieces to make note of in Michael's experience are that his hearing loss has profoundly impacted his struggle with ADHD. It is already difficult in itself to filter, process, and sustain attention even under the typical circumstances of ADHD. But when you layer hearing loss on top of that, the cognitive load increases incredibly dramatically. Michael has to work twice as hard just to understand what is being said before he can even begin to focus on what he's trying to accomplish. Furthermore, in addition to his ADHD, he is also diagnosed with anxiety and depression. This is also known as comorbidity. Michael's mother also shared that she believes that what Michael eats plays a huge role in how he reacts emotionally and behaviorally. Essentially, even though Michael loves to eat fast food, she noticed that his ADHD symptoms tend to worsen when he eats it. For example, he becomes more impulsive, he gets more easily frustrated, and has a much harder time to regulate his emotions. Some of Michael's characteristics are that he is hyperactive, impulsive, and is often inattentive. Michael struggles with his executive functioning skills and as well with transitioning. Executive functioning skills include planning, organizing, self-monitoring, time management, and flexible thinking. When these skills are weak, it can become much harder for people to start tasks, stay focused, and adapt to changes. Hence why Michael struggles with transitioning. Some of Michael's symptoms and reactions to these characteristics include anger or anxiety attacks. Essentially, these are intense emotional responses where Michael feels overwhelmed, panicked, or just unable to regulate his emotions, which is why he reacts with anger. He also needs constant reminders, has difficulty being in noisy environments, and experiences episodes of depression. To support him, Michael receives several accommodations. In school, these include extended time, access to a lunchtime support group, and support from a school social worker. Outside of school, Michael regularly sees a psychologist that specializes in CBT, also known as cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps students identify negative thought patterns and replace them with healthier, more effective coping strategies. Michael also sees a psychiatrist who helps prescribe medications that are necessary to level out his symptoms. When I asked Michael's mother what advice she would give to future educators, she said something incredibly simple but also so powerful. 2 words: have empathy. This is especially meaningful for a student like Michael, who has experienced bullying because of his disabilities. His mother said that empathy really allows teachers to look beyond behaviors and just see the child's needs, their emotions, and their challenges. Empathy, at the end of the day, is what creates a safer environment where students like Michael can feel understood rather than just feeling judged. This now ties into the lessons I have learned from Michael and his mother that will definitely shape the kind of educator that I want to become. First, I must prioritize communication with students and parents because clear, consistent communication is what builds trust. Second, I must always have patience and empathy, as patience is what allows you to respond to students and their behaviors with understanding instead of frustration. And finally, Michael's mother put a lot of emphasis on how she wishes there were more support systems in place to help with his executive functioning skills. So this led me to believe that I need to create classrooms that are sensory aware and that are actually supportive of executive functioning needs. All in all, I feel truly honored and privileged to have had the opportunity to speak with Michael's mother about his experiences with ADHD. As someone who grew up with a brother on the spectrum, my interview with Michael's mother really just felt like an honest conversation where I completely understood her entire family's complex experiences. So thank you all so much for listening to Michael's story.